Good day, YouTube. This is Jay Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just an update here on IIPR. I've talked about them a couple times here on the channel. Innovative Industrial Properties, IIPR. You can see they were up, down, and gone back up today, so interesting price action. But they're down over 43% in the last year. You can see this has the potential to be a $200 stock and then some. So had a great run up until November, and then just boom. In the last 3 months, down over 46%. Here in the last month, down about 17%. Here in the last week, down 3.2%. And here today, they're actually green a little bit. So, but I've had this one for quite a while. I'm looking at getting some more shares of this one. This is a growth stock as well as a dividend stock, so it's a long-term hold. Again, ticker IIPR. I've talked about this one numerous times here on the channel, so I'll link those videos in the description as well. But this is a real estate investment trust which engages in the acquisition, ownership, and management of industrial properties. A lot of them are for MJ companies. That's how I got into this one. I think when I had this one in Robinhood, we'll see if it's still here. I think my cost basis was about $40, and so we'll see, but I've had it for a couple years. $3.10 billion market cap, high today of $111.49, low of $107. 52-week high of $288 and a low of $107. So it looks like it hit the 52-week low today. Dividend is pretty nice on this one, 5.56, as well as the appreciation that you get off of this one. So not a whole lot of volume on it, not even in the millions. 366 on the average, and volume about, we'll just call it 75,000. So great ratings on this one at an 80% buy. And here's their earnings. Next one is coming up on August 3rd. So looks like they've hit pretty much every time. So here's some of my dividends that I had on this one. So it looks like it's $1.75 per quarter. April, January, October. Looks like it was $1.50. Then they increased it to $1.75. So that's always kind of nice. I was just going to look back to see, so you can see all these dividends that I've got. Here it is. So bought this one coming up on 4 years ago, and it was $40.06. So should have bought more at the time, but didn't. And then it had the nice run up to the 280s. So could have cashed out and bought 2 shares, but that's a perfect trader, so that I am not. So I've never claimed to be that, and don't give tax, legal, or trading advice, so just state my opinion. But here on Bing, currently showing it as a buy with a 1-year price target of $221.29, so you'd be doubling your money plus the decent dividend. So IIPR given consensus rating of a moderate buy by brokerages. If I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it a buy or a moderate buy, or I don't know. You can see what it's done for me, probably even a strong buy. So I believe in the company. So just in a turnaround phase with it. So but they've received a consensus of a moderate buy from 7 brokerages that are currently covering the company. MarketBeat.com reports one analyst has rated the stock with a hold rating, and 5 have given it a buy rating to the company. Average 12-month price objective among brokerages that have issued a report on the stock in the last year is $239. Number of equity analysts have commented on IIPR shares. They raised it from a hold to a buy and set a $175 price ticket. So there's quite a few different prices on it here. So some considering it a hold. So feel free to pause and go over that there for yourself. I'm just going to keep moving on here. So we'll go over more ratings here at the end. But several hedge funds and institutional investors have recently made changes in their positions in IIPR. Some have taken out a new position worth $25,000, so you can kind of see the new positions changing hands there. So opened up at $119.33 on Friday, and we're down from that. So who knows where the bottom is? Who knows where the bottom is on a lot of different stocks? So there's the 12-month low of 107.52, and I think it said it hit 107. We'll go back to that here at the end, but here's some earnings. $1.32 earnings per share for the quarter, missing analyst consensus of $1.93, so wow, by 61 cents. That's kind of hurts that there. So a little bit more about IIPR. They're self-advised Maryland corporation focused on acquisition, ownership, and management of specialized properties leased to experienced state-licensed operators for regulated medical use MJ facilities. Innovative Industrial Properties, or IIPR, has elected to be taxed as a real estate investment trust commencing within the year ended on December 31st of 2017. So I have a couple different REITs. This is probably my favorite one just because it's grown the most, although it is down, but you can see the potential for the growth, and it's a long-term hold. So not that I give tax, legal, or trading advice, but looking to acquire as many shares as I can at some of these prices. So it's a long-term hold, so with a decent dividend. So IIPR, a stock position reduced by Spine Wealth Management. So just going to kind of skim over this. This was out yesterday. So they cut their stake of the shares in IIPR by 47.3% during the first quarter, according to the most recent disclosure with the SEC. The institutional investor owned 6,646 shares of the company stock after selling 5,967 shares during the period. Their holdings in IIPR were worth $1,365,000 at the end of the most recent reporting period. So there's always going to be hedge funds, institutions changing hands, so this kind of goes over some more. It might be the same as the previous article, so just going to kind of skim through some of this information because a lot of it looks the same, but feel free to pause and read over it there. So again, feel free to pause and go over that information there for yourself. Some of it we've already kind of went over, like I said earlier. So moving on here. State of Alaska Department of Revenue increases stock holding in IIPR. And as you can see, this is also dated yesterday. So the State of Alaska Department of Revenue lifted its stake in shares of IIPR by 5.5% during the first quarter, according to the company in its most recent 13F filing with the SEC. Firm owned 17,876 shares of the company's stock. And again, feel free to pause and go over that information. So just kind of showing you the buying and selling that's going on. So a lot of action with the stock. So again, kind of some of the same information that we've already went over. So moving on, IIPR expands real estate partnership with Green Thumb Industries at Pennsylvania property. I just did a video on Green Thumb Industries, I believe this week, so I'll have to link that in the description as well. As you can see, this was just out today. So IIPR entered into an amendment of the lease with Green Thumb Industries, ticker GTBIF. The lease amendment in Danville, Pennsylvania provided $55 million in reimbursement to Green Thumb for the recently completed development of a 152,000 square foot industrial building for cultivation and processing, in addition to a new electric substation on the property to enhance electrical load capacity. The lease amendment also adjusted the base rent under the lease to take into account the additional available funding for the development. It should be IIPR, funded in full reimbursement making a total investment in the 300,000 square foot property $94.6 million. So the lease amendment was made pursuant to the exercise of an option by Green Thumb and IIPR to produce or to provide reimbursement of these improvements. So IIPR originally acquired the property for $20.3 million and entered into a long-term lease with Green Thumb in 2019. Under the lease, made available $19.3 million for qualifying improvements to the property. So this stock is going to come back up. The whole sector's kind of in a downhill mode right now. It's all red, just like a lot of other stocks out there, so it doesn't surprise me that this whole sector is down as well. Still working on the SAFE Act, some other things, legalization, and until all that happens, these stocks are probably going to suffer, but I'm trying to accumulate as much as I can, especially this one, just because it will go back up, as I showed you the ratings and the prices that it's been at before. But here just kind of goes over some more information in regards to the with Green Thumb, so feel free to pause and go over that. But this MJ stock has outperformed Apple, Netflix, Amazon, Google, and Berkshire. So long-term lease with Texas Original. So it's a long-term hold, like I said. So it's going to go back up. You'll be surprised probably what this one will do in the future. So. And when it does start ramping back up, it could hit all-time highs again, so it could hit a new record. So what do you think of IIPR? I think it's a great stock to have, but again, I don't give tax, legal, or trading advice, just state my opinion. So I tried telling you all about IIPR, but now I have the proof. So I have proof. I bought this for $40 and change about 4 years ago, and it's still doubled 2.5. I mean, it was 7 or 8 times my money there at one time, but it's down. But over here on StockTwits, currently at $110.61. Plus, you still get the dividend. I showed you that as well. So 52-week low of 107.52, and I think it did hit that today, high of 288. And see if there's any other information in here. Does the stock still have the StockTwits support team? Entered into an amendment for a lease. IIPR, partnership with Green Thumb, just went over that, so not much other information in there. Over here on Emerson Money, showing it as a buy. I think I've always seen this one as a buy with a 1-year price target of 221.29. But that's all that I have on IIPR. If you have this one, go ahead and list it in the comments along with your cost basis, any other information you would like to share. And it did hit the low today, so don't know if it's going to go much lower. We'll just have to wait and see. That's just the stock market in general. Don't know if we're at the lows or not, so it's a waiting game. But that's it for this one. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is J Money, Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.